Too long, too tight, too loose, too expensive. Are you tired of searching for tall boots because nothing seems to ever fit your short legs, just like mine? The truth is, I do have a few tips and tricks I want to share with you. First things first, how do the boots look on your ankles? On my ankle? If you're surprised by the question, I'm totally with you. I have returned numerous tall boots. 8 out of 10 pairs did not work out for me. I didn't realize the unflattering looks was because they were bunching up on my ankles. Don't get me wrong, after you wear your boots several times, they are gonna start to have creases. That's just how leather works. Over time, your boots can look 1 inch shorter than when you first bought them because the leather wears out and the creases are gonna be around your ankles. But when you're choosing new boots, you already are bunching up around your ankles, that could be a sign the boots don't fit you quite right. In my case, a lot of times it's because the boots are too long for me. I have shorter calves to begin with. If the boot shaft is too long, they're supposed to be knee-high boots, but they are actually hitting on my knee because they're not fully extended. Inevitably, I'm gonna have creases on my ankles. Another reason, it could just be there's too much space in the ankle area with your boots. I notice this often because my ankles are slim. So a lot of times if the boots have wide ankle design, that's when I notice a lot of creases even when the boots are new. When I switch to slim fitted boots, there's much less bunching up. If you want flat boots to look flattering for short legs, you need to look for a silhouette that looks long and lean. Like this. This part is critical. You want to make sure this part looks slender. The reason when you're wearing heeled boots, your legs look longer, it's because we are standing on the tiptoe. But when you're wearing flat boots, you don't have that. However, if the shape of your boot, this part, looks long and lean and slender, you can get a very similar effect and look like this is an extension of your legs. When you're wearing tall boots, the eye is going to determine how long your legs are based on how long the shaft is. In other words, the longer the shaft for your boot, the longer the eye is going to think your legs. Wait a second, Chi, my legs are short to begin with. How do I wear longer shaft? I have exactly the same struggle, but recently I just started wearing these riding boots like this one. This pair is from Sam Edelman. I just got this from Amazon and I am loving it. Here's the design of the shaft. The outside is about 2 inches longer than the inside. Because the shaft is on an angle, it makes sure the front of the shaft is still fitting under my knee. This fits perfectly. It's not too long at all. But the outside of the shaft is gonna elongate my legs. This is a very common design with riding boots, by the way. Most of the time, I'm returning boots because the shaft doesn't fit my calves. So if you have shorter legs like me, you probably experience the same thing. If you know the measurements of your calves, that's gonna be very helpful for you to find the best boots. But if you don't know it, then you're just like most of us. I didn't know how to measure my legs for the longest time. I finally figured out the easy way to do it is to do it like this. You gotta measure the bottom of your foot to here. So here's an important part. You want to measure it right under your knee, not at your knee, because your kneecap is going to be bending as you're moving. So your boots cannot be hitting your kneecap. For me, this distance is under 15 inches, not quite 15 inches yet. That explains why I have so many difficulties looking for knee-high boots, because most of the knee-high boots start from 15 inches and above. A lot of them are 16 inches in the shaft height. So I had to return them because even if they're a little above 15 inches, they're gonna be at my knee. And the knee-high boots, in order for them to fit your legs the best, they really need to be under your knee. Another way to know your measurements is to measure the boots you wear the most often. For me, this pair is Terran Rose. This is my commuter boots. I was wearing it on a daily basis. So very comfortable. The boot shaft from the bottom to the top is 14. This is my sweet spot. It's also important to know the width of your calves. This is critical for those of us with wider calves or muscular calves. If you're always returning boots because they are too narrow for your calves, you probably want to know your calf measurements so that you can decide if regular calf or wide calf boots are better fit for you. My measurements is 13 inches. I wear regular boots. You don't want to get the boots that's exactly the same measurements as your calf. You're gonna need some space in order to walk comfortably. Sometimes you probably want to wear your boots with leggings or even jeans. Even if when you're wearing them with dresses, you probably want to wear them with tights. It's also important to make sure you measure both of your legs. It's quite common that we don't have exact the same measurements for both of our feet and our legs. Take myself for an example. My left foot is 4.5 in shoe size and my right foot is size 5. So if you do have one leg wider than the other, then you want to get the boots that's gonna fit the wider leg. If you want to maximize your leg length, get a pair of tall stiletto boots like this. These are my favorites. Whatever you wear with them, even if the most basic sweater and legging combination, these kind of boots can instantly make your outfit look dressed up and elegant. The silhouette of the boots is long and lean, and because of the heels are slender, that's what makes them look lightweight even though they're tall boots. And that's what makes them the most flattering leg shape for women with shorter legs. But I understand stiletto is not for everybody. Even for me, I'm a 100% heels girl, but I'm also a commuter. When I walk long distance, I can't do that with stilettos. That's why I love wedgie boots. Not all the wedgie boots are the same. Some of them can be tricky. They can look quite bulky in the bottom, and that is not flattering for women with short legs. These are my favorite. These are my commuter boots. I've been wearing this for the last 5 years. These are from Geox. What I love about it is these are covered wedges. Because the wedges are covered by the same leather upper, it makes them much less obvious. And that's what makes them less bulky and therefore more flattering for us. Besides, the best part, they also make the wedges look like an extension of your boots. It's gonna make the eye believe your legs are longer than they actually are. The shape of the toe is also very important, no matter what kind of boots you're looking to get. If you watch a lot of my videos, you probably have heard me talking about the most flattering toe shape for women with shorter legs is the pointed toe. I have to say that again because it's indeed the best toe shape if your goal is to elongate the legs. I do understand a lot of you have left comments below. You don't want to wear a pointed toe. You can also go with a slender, rounded toe like this. This can also work. Even though this is not pointed toe, because the rounded shape is slender and looks sleek, it can still make your legs look elongated. Plus, this is very comfortable. These are my commuter boots. I walk in them for a very long distance. One big trend that's very popular right now is the square toe shape. I do not recommend them if you have short legs, and I learned it the hard way. I've mentioned this in other videos. I actually ended up donating all of my square toe shape boots because I noticed they were actually making my legs look shorter. The bottom of your boot also plays a pretty big role. Even though it looks like you can't see the bottom of your boot, but they are actually pretty important. The heavier the bottom of your boot, the less flattering they are for someone with short legs. Heavy bottoms add more bulkiness. That is not good for your proportion. That explains why even though platform boots, they look like they are adding a few inches to your height, but because they make you look like bottom heavy, they're actually not flattering and they can make your legs look even shorter for that reason. Speaking of the bottom, lock sole is a very big trend. It's almost like you can't avoid them. They're in every kind of shoes, flats, heels, boots, and booties. I only have lock sole shoes for my snow boots and my Uggs. I like how functional they are, but I really don't think they look that good for women with short legs. I do have another video on this topic. The 5 boot trends that's not flattering for women with short legs. If you haven't watched this video yet, make sure you check it out.